play cards on my turn, you say? That's so standard 2020. We're in standard 2021, where our opponent's turn is our turn. Think about that one. Cue the intro. Welcome back to another Magic the Gathering deck breakdown, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. In today's video, we have a DIMIR Flash deck for you. So this deck right here is special because it's rotation proof. What that means is it's standard 2021 legal. When rotation hits in September, you're going to be able to play these cards going forward into the new standard. So it's totally, if you want to craft this deck, you're safe to do so, and you're not going to waste your wild cards on any cards that you can't play into the future. But before we get started and jump into the deck breakdown and the gameplay footage, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so, because we do post videos every single Monday and sometimes twice a week. So I don't want you guys to miss out on any future content and any other future decks that you may be interested in. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. It's a little a goal I set for myself. I never foreseen this channel growing the way it has been, so thank you guys for all the love. We're on the road to 1,000 though. That's my new goal, and I'm really excited to get there one day with you guys. So thank you so much for all the support you guys have already given me so far. So let's jump right into it, because I want to keep my intros a little bit shorter than normal from here on out, because I want to get you guys some more gameplay footage. That way you can see these the deck match up more times than just, you know, 3 or 4 matches. I want you to see a more variety of options to see how the deck plays. So up first, we have 4 Thieves of the Guild Enforcer. So this card right here, everything in this deck, keep in mind, has flash. So you're going to be playing everything on your opponent's turn. But this card right here mills your opponent when you play it for 2 cards. And then once your opponent has 8 cards into the graveyard, you're actually going to get a +2/+1 counter on this card, and it becomes Death Touch. What makes this card really great is it synergizes with the rest of our deck, because every time you also play a rogue card, it also mills for another 2. And almost all of our cards here are rogue cards. So it also synergizes really well with our Drown of the Loch. We have 4 of these. This is a really good card, because the more cards you mill your opponent down in the graveyard, the stronger this card becomes. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but you can counter target spells with converted mana cost less or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard, or you can kill creatures with the same thing, with the mana cost and everything like that. So the more cards in your opponent's graveyard, the bigger things you can counter, the bigger things you can destroy. So kicking it off with a 2 mil right off the gate makes this card very, very useful and very strong. And it's very cheap too to play. So very strong card in this deck, one of the better cards in this deck. And then we have a few other creatures, like I said, that are rogues. We have Faerie Vandal. This card, whenever you draw a card on, or your second card on your turn, it gets a 1/1 counter on it. And we have ways to draw cards. I will show you guys that in a little bit here, but this card can become a really big threat if you play it early, and then you get some card draw advantage. Up next, we have Nightbonder, 4 of as well. This card as well is very cheap, plays on flash, and it's a rogue, so a lot of synergies happening here. And then it allows you to play any other flash cards for 1 less than the normal mana cost, and they can no longer be countered, which is nice if you're in a mirror matchup. Then we have Brazen Borrower, another rogue, another flyer, and it has Petty Theft. Everyone's familiar with this card by now, I'm pretty sure, so I won't go over this in detail, but basically you get to bounce creatures, or it becomes a 3/1 flyer, which is really nice. You have 2 options there. And then we have Didn't Say Please. This is a strong counter for this deck, because this card, it also mills, which is part of our game plan to get our Drown of the Loch a lot stronger. We're not exactly trying to mill our opponent out and win the game through mill. It's just a way to make our Drown of the Loch a much better card, because Drown of the Loch is very important to this deck. Like I said, a lot of different things it can do, counter spells, it can, you know, destroy creatures. So you want to make it as strong as possible. So Didn't Say Please is a really good counter, because it also mills our opponent. And then we have Sea-Dasher Octopus. This one's unique in that it's going to flash with mutate as well. This card you're going to want to mutate onto one of your creatures. Keep in mind it cannot hit a human, so if you have Nightbonder and Thieves out, it's not a great card to have, but that's why we threw in 2 flyer fairies into this deck, so that way they can hit the board early, and then you can flash in a Sea-Dasher Octopus onto them, and you can start drawing cards. Every single time you hit your opponent, you get to draw a card, which triggers our Faerie Vandal, +1/+1. So you're seeing the synergies here. And then we have 3 Slitherwisps. This card is so hard for me to say. It makes me sound like I have a lisp. But this card right here is amazing because once you get this onto the battlefield, every time you play a flash card, not only do you get to draw a card, but your opponent loses 1 life. So it's a really cool combo card, which also triggers our fairy, and so on and so forth. And then we have our big killer of the deck, Lochmere Serpent. Love this card, always have. It can do so many things. As you can see, there's so much text there on the card. But this card right here can be flashed in for a 7/7, which is deadly enough, but it also can sacrifice islands. If you sacrifice islands, it can't be blocked. So if you're looking for lethal, it's a really good option to look for lethal where it cannot be blocked. If you sacrifice a swamp, you can gain 1 life and draw a card. If they kill this, and you have your opponent's graveyard filled with cards and you don't really need to drown on the lock, you can actually get this card back by paying 2 and exiling 5 cards in your opponent's graveyard, which is great because you can also exile cards like Uro, which is huge right now. So this card right here is a huge finishing card, very, very strong. Honestly, I think it needs to see more play. It is so good. And then for our lands, I know we're kind of in a weird spot with 2021 because we don't know what kind of lands we're going to be getting, but Temple of Deceit we have 2 of, which is scrying ability. You don't ever want to really play these turn 1, much less turn 2 or 3. It's more of a late game drop, so you want to really fill up your deck with just regular islands and swamps. But we're already 6 minutes into the intro. I can't help myself but explain every card and explain how the deck plays because it's only fair to you guys, but I do want to keep them shorter for the people who want to see the gameplay footage. So that wraps up the deck breakdown. We're going to get into some gameplay footage. This deck absolutely smashed the standard 2021. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with this, and let's get into the gameplay footage. And after that's over, we'll bring it back over here, talk about maybe some things we would change to the deck, and go forward from there. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and comments down below. As always, I really appreciate everyone engaging in my videos, liking, commenting, subscribing. I see all of you. I appreciate all of you, and thank you so much for getting this channel off the ground. I can't thank you enough. Love all of you guys. Thank you so much. And let's go ahead and get into the gameplay footage. We'll see you. All right, let's get into some classic flash. I love this deck. Let's go. Classic flash, man. Can't go wrong. I really do enjoy Dimir. Anytime I can play Dimir, it's an absolute pleasure, and I will always do so. Ooh, could have had you a minute ago. That'd been nice. Doesn't really matter anymore. We've got a turn 2. Yeah, probably not going to need that. Probably not going to need that. Oh, Selfless Savior. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's going to be hard to get remove things off the battlefield if I want to. Good old doggo, watchdog. Okay. Still not a problem yet. I could kill the savior. They choose not to attack. All right, they're pretty good. They know what they're doing. They see Dimir. They're like, ah, it could be flash. They've got this unlock. All right, we do have some didn't say please. So maybe we'll just hold up here, and obviously we're flash, so we don't need to play anything crazy on our turn. We don't need to main phase anything. We can always play on our opponent's turn. So it's only a matter of time until the Serpent comes out that we really start to like pull ahead, I feel. So as long as we're doing okay there, we'll be fine. Let's just go ahead and counter that. Not feeling that. Ooh, that was a pretty decent mill. That was a pretty decent mill, if I do say so myself. Ooh, they're offering up a trade, but I don't think I want to do that. What's terrible is that thing has vigilance. It's really annoying because I could have come in with the Nightbonder and flashed this in to draw some cards. So that's kind of annoying, but at least we're 1 turn away from hitting our Serpent. Once our Serpent's flashed onto the field and we play the Octopus onto it, should be GG's. That's a definite counter. I didn't even see that coming, but that is a definite counter. Whew, I did not know this was a Winota deck. I guess I should have seen that coming. All right, Serpent will be online now, so we're good to go. And we've got to remember we can't get countered because the Serpent is flash and the Nightbonder allows all of our flash creatures to not be countered. And then we have a solid blocker here. So they're going to run their Watchdog hopefully right into the Serpent. And then the Serpent can start drawing us some cards next turn. This whole thing is going to be beautiful. As long as they don't disrupt my play here with something crazy, which they definitely could. Swinging into Watchdog again. Understandable. So either their Watchdog or their Savior is going to have to go here. Yep, choosing to have their Savior go so that way their dog can survive. It's probably the better play. All right, also not terrible. Let's make the Serpent, should we make the Serpent unblockable and then bring in the Octopus onto it, drawing a card? Or is that greedy? Or should I just swing in? Probably just swing in. Swing in and have them start deciding whether or not they want to block. That was a misplay. I don't know if anyone just caught that. I totally could have played the Octopus onto the Serpent once the blockers were declared. And they declared no blockers, so we should have absolutely Octopus there. That was a mistake on my part. First time playing the deck today, so it will happen. So they can pump that. I'm okay with just doing this here. Let's do this now. Flash this onto you. And then we can block with the Nightbonder and just get rid of it. I don't really care. So let's block the bigger one because that can pump and become a problem. Okay. That's fine if you want to waste a card on that. And we also declared blocker so the attack doesn't go through. I'm fine with that play. Let's make it unblockable. I don't want them to be able to I don't want them to be able to block this. That'd be annoying. Because if they block it, we don't get the card draw, and we're sitting on 2 lands in hand, so that's not good. We got to find something else. Hopefully, a counter spell would be nice. That way we could just win the game next turn. It's something. How many cards do they have in the graveyard? Okay, so that's going to come out as a 3/2 with Death Touch, so I could kill something. Yeah, that's worth it. I like that. I like that. I like it a lot. All right. Pack leader. Making everything way too strong. So we definitely win the game here because we can just, you know, block, save our life total, and then next turn swing in with the Serpent that's unblockable and win the game. Block here because again it can pump and we don't want that to get any bigger. Whoa, what was that? You guys see that screen flicker? That was weird. GG's! We got one. One in the books. Let's go. Keep it rolling. All right, here we go. Game number 2. Off to a pretty solid start. I felt like that game was really comfortable. We misplayed and we still were able to pull it out. So that felt pretty good. This is a pretty good hand because we have our curve real nicely here. And then we have our finishing move, which is always good to have. So going turn 2 is never ideal. It always feels weird going turn 2. Like, I just don't like it. It feels dirty. I feel like going turn 2 is really at such a disadvantage. It's crazy. Especially in the best of 1 meta when our opponents typically run crazy aggro decks. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Could mutate this onto our Enforcer. Let's find out what happens though. 2 cards in the graveyard. That can be countered. Do I feel like countering it? That's a pretty good counter though, because then we get rid of a 2-for-1. We get rid of the giant as well. Yeah, I'll counter it, sure. Get rid of the giant as well. I kept looking back at this because I was super confused, but it just dawned on me I can't actually mutate this onto the Enforcer. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright, so this here is Mecha Godzilla, has Death Touch. Let's just go ahead and, whoops, let's go ahead and pass turn here. Probably gonna bounce that, make them replay. Okay. Or maybe we should just take the shot. Vigilance? Yeah, let's just go ahead and take the shot for now. We'll get it next turn, because I want to drop the Slitherwisp onto the field. No blocks. Play the Slitherwisp, okay. Gilded Goose, not that big of a problem to deal with. Now we have something we could drop the Octopus onto. Could play this. Play this now, but that wouldn't be as fun. Sorry, I was just thinking to myself, that's why I went quiet there. I'm trying to think of the best line to take here, but I think the only line really is to Nightbonder and then bounce. Ooh, trample now? That's not good. Mecha Godzilla is crazy. I was trying so hard to make this card work in my Ozolith deck, but I just couldn't get a good Ozolith deck to work. Alright, what is this thing? 5/5. It's about 1 card. Can't be blocked. Creature's power 2 or less. They definitely have an Ozolith as well. 100% they do. Let's do this before it gets hexproof. Let's get the Nightbonder. Draw a card. All right, how do we want to handle this? Do we want to drop the Serpent on the field? Probably, right? Or do we want to swing? No, there's no one I can swing in with. Yeah, let's just wait. No attacks. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Okay. Interesting. Definitely want to drop the Serpent out here. Surprise attack the Paladin. I don't think they're going to have anything like a Karametra Blessing. This deck is very strange. I'm definitely waiting for the Ozolith to hit. And our opponent is definitely going to swing in with the Paladin, which will give us an opportunity to get rid of it. Please no Blessing. That would be really unfortunate. Could use that to kill the Godzilla next turn. That'd be great. Opponent has something instant speed, it seems like. They say nice. All right, cool. We got it. All right, I'm fine with that. I am a-okay with that play. Do I play this now before it gets hexproof? Because that would be really bad if it got hexproof, right? I say we play it now. I don't want it to get hexproof and then have us not be able to do anything about it. And just say go. Actually, we can swing in now. We can swing in now and drop our Octopus. Let's drop it underneath. Our deck is really synergizing nicely right now. We're drawing a lot of cards, getting a lot of value out of every play. They don't block it, so we get another card. Didn't expect that. Ooh, if only we had the right mana on tapped for this. This would have been pretty much a wrap. But instead, they get the giant. Oh man, we could have won the game right there. Put the nail in the coffin. This Faerie Vandal is going to become a problem too because we get to draw so many cards. Another Nightbonder. They have a flyer, which is kind of annoying. Ooh, I don't get to swing in because of the giant. Okay, well, I could do this. put the pressure on our opponent, at least make them have to do something, because 3 damage is a lot, and it does have death touch, so opponent wants to block, that's fine. I'll definitely take the giant out, no problem. Would love to do that, but they let it go, which I kind of suspected. This will get us to draw a card, and our Faerie Vandal will grow, but I have to play it now because the Faerie Vandal only gets to 1/1 if I draw a second card per turn. So we got to start working on that Faerie Vandal now, getting it bigger. Could be our saving grace to win this game. End our turn, hold up our counter spell magic, and then opponent is going to get countered on their next play and probably forfeit the game. We have enough creatures too now that we can go really, really wide and just win the game that way. I like it. I like it a lot. What's their last card? Feels bad, man. I do feel bad. I hate counter magic. It feels so bad. There it is. There's the scoop we predicted. Anyways, on to game 3. Okay, so 2 games down, and it's not bad. 2 games down, and we're 2 wins. Both fairly easy. I didn't really feel like we were in any trouble, but I don't think we've run into any decks that really worry me. I want to see what we can do against mono red and things of that nature that would really put the pressure on us and test this deck a little bit. Curious to see. Something a little more meta. Mono green, mono red, things you'd see in best of 1 that are really troublesome. Even Teamer Adventures would be a good deck to play against too. I would love to see how this works out. I don't think we need 2 of those. All right, what's beautiful about this next play is we could drop the Faerie Vandal and then swing in and gain a card, and it pluses 1, which is really nice. Opponent's on some instant speed stuff as well, though. Lofty Denial? Are you kidding me? Can't lie, I didn't see that coming. I may just flash the Borrower in as a creature, because I don't think our opponent's gonna have too many permanents, and I want something that the Sea-Dasher Octopus can mutate onto and start getting us some cards. So let's go and try it. Ooh, it resolves. Okay. Yes, yes. I feel like it's a must. Oh no! I hit the wrong button. I thought that was the mutate button. I do not know why. In my brain, I thought that was mutate. And we just lost the game. Holy cow. They thought I said oops, as in like I was talking crap. I wasn't talking crap. I was legitimately like, oops, I messed up. Dang it. Now we're getting taunted by our enemies. Guys, don't be like me. Try to take things slow. I'm way too impatient. I click things super quick. Did I really not click mutate? How unfortunate, man. We could have drawn a card off of that. We would have had this in hand. Granted, we would have lost it the same way, but at least we would have got 1 more card out of it. That's all we really lost there in that play. It's just losing 1 card, but 1 card can make a break, you know? Opponent's got 2 cards in the graveyard, so Drown of the Loch is a potential card that we can play. Is this going to be denied? It is going to be denied, isn't it? Let's go. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. I do feel kind of bad too, because I said oops and our opponent oops us back, which means they thought I was saying oops in a condescending way. But I really wasn't. I was genuinely oops. I cannot believe I didn't mutate that. Ugh. Feels bad, man. Ooh. Gonna have to counter that. Definitely gonna have to counter that. I think we won this game though. Even with that minor misplay hiccup, I think we still win this game. Enforcer should be big enough now, right? Or yeah, it should be big enough. Okay, that's fine. That's honestly, to me, that's a waste of a... What was that? What did they use? Drown in the Loch? Oh man, they should have killed the Slitherwisp. There's no doubt about that play. That was a misplay. Alright, well, up against the mirror, we did alright. Pretty dominant, honestly. Opponent's gonna draw a card. Don't blame him. I have Drown in the Loch though. Pretty much can counter anything at this point. I'm gonna hold on to that land just to scare them that we have more counter magic than we actually do. If our opponent doesn't play a card here, I'm gonna flash in the Brazen Borrower as a creature just so we have lethal on board. I guess we still have lethal on board now that they drew that card. I didn't expect them to draw 2 there. All right, that was an easy game, but a little embarrassed about how I played it, but that's what you get around here on the Swayze channel. All right, here we go. Game number 4. Again, I'm really worried if we run into mono red. I just don't know how we're gonna hold up, but I do feel like we've got, you know, heavy creatures, so we should be okay, but it's gonna be hard to tell. There it is, mono red. This is what I wanted to find out. Let's go. This is what I wanted to see. Oh, what a mill, baby. What a mill. A milli. All right, let's go. No attack. Now, do we Enforcer or do we Faerie Vandal? That's the question, because we can get more mill off the top. Opponent's going to swing in willy-nilly like it's nothing. I'm going to say have it, because I could flash this in the block and kill it, right? But they've got some funny business with like Bone Crusher Giants and stuff, so I want to do this now before we get Bone Crushered. They definitely have it. Bone Crusher's there, 100%. That makes me sad, because this Faerie Vandal was going to be kind of the key to our victory, honestly. Might as well be a Bone Crusher. All right. Nightbonder could be good. Could be good. Probably not in this matchup though, to be honest. Not worried about anything being countered. And it's not a target I can mutate the octopus onto. So let's just hold back. The key is to hold back things. You see 5. This can become a 3/2, so they're gonna swing in. I'm gonna flash this in, and then we're gonna have 2 3/2s with Death Touch. This could be a pretty good play. This could be pretty solid. Gonna force them to have to use some sort of removal spell on one of these, which I'm glad to do. Can't lie, I forgot about the 1 damage extra, but that's still fine. That's still 100% worth the play. Because now we take the aggressive spot here. Opponent's going to be forced to have to do something quickly, because we're going to start racking up some damage here. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I was hoping to play this and attack with it, but now you just went ahead and made my life miserable. Do I play it? No, probably not. Probably not. Of course we get another one. Just keep swinging in. All right. They're definitely, this is kind of a bait too at the same time, because it's gonna cause our opponent to want to swing in at both, and it'll open up for my octopuses to play. Come on, swing it with the Torbrand. Are you kidding? Really? All right. Well, I was hoping the Torbrand would come in too, but to each their own. I'll go ahead and just play these octopuses out and see if we can't get one of them to go in. Opponent's gonna probably want to deal with it, which is gonna be nice if they try to kill it. All right, we're gonna leave all these back and say go. This is tricky. This is a tricky matchup. I knew mono red would give us fits. I really did. I'm trying to think of how to do this, and I don't think we're doing it right, but it's fine. All right, we'll take that damage. No blocks because it does have first strike. We got to remember that it would hit us first, and then we would die, not actually doing any death touch damage to our opponent. So it is what it is. We have to find a Brazen Borrower to bounce this, and then we can counter it. So now we have 2 octopus on the field. We could swing in with both of them and draw at least 1 card off of it, but I would rather not give up 1. Yeah, I would rather not give up 1, but or we could essentially double block this and kill it. Let's do that. Let's use them to double block. Our time will come on drawing cards. We're gonna get value out of some of these cards when we start drawing into them. So Castle Embereth though, unreal. I didn't even think about that. So we can double block. That'd be 4/4. That would deal 3, 4. I'm trying to do the math on this. So you can only pump once. So yeah, triple block. Triple block and we'll be fine. We can counterspell the Embercleave if there's gonna be one. Yep, there's only 1 Embereth, that's fine. Let's counter that. Hopefully they don't have another shock. That would be really heartbreaking. There we go. We keep both octopus. That's great. That's huge. Definitely want to swing in with both of them, to be honest. I need that card because we're drawing like crap right now. We can't afford it. Can't afford it, unfortunately. They're gonna cycle? Interesting. All right, so swinging in with the Torbrand. Let's see what they can do with the Torbrand. So this could essentially be can be a 3/4, 2, 3. So a 3/4 doing additional 2 damage. That's 5. So I can kill it actually, but we would trade everything. Everything would be traded. Plus they honestly probably have an Embercleave up there. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go because this is 2 cards we can draw next turn. The Torbrand finally swung in. We could draw 2 cards. I'm happy with this. They didn't even Embereth, which is nice for us. That's a good body just to block with. Drawing 2 cards here. That's what we needed, man. We needed this fresh start here with the cards. All right. That's a body to block with. That's something that can get big and help out down the road. They keep swinging in with the Torbrand. I'm okay with that. It's weird. They haven't played a whole lot of creatures yet. You would think that they would have flooded the board by now with a ton of creatures. Guess let's play this now just to get the full value out of it. I mean, we're only saving 1 mana and we can't be countered. Neither one of those 2 things really help us in this situation, but it's the proper way to play, so. They don't pump again. That's huge. That's huge. All right. We are A-okay now. Finally found some removal. Oh, even better. Even better. All right, we just won. I'm pretty confident in saying that I think we just won the game with that play. All right. I'm surprised an Embercleave hasn't hit me yet. I'm surprised of a lot of things, to be honest. Should deals 4 damage to target creature with flying. Okay, well, I need this to kill the Torbrand, so that's fine. Do your thing. Just make sure. Okay. I was pretty sure we had it, but let's just make doubly sure. So it's honestly probably good that we didn't have the Sea-Dasher Octopus actually mutate onto something, because all of it we can mutate onto is flyers. It looks like they had a lot of removal from flyers. That's fine. They did what they were supposed to do. I got 2 cards out of them for 2 turns in a row. They were a little late on that removal. Could flash this in essentially and become close to lethal, but it's not exactly lethal, so I don't think I want to do that. More land. I upped the land in this deck because I was getting mana screwed for like 10 games in a row before we went live recording. So this is also backfiring. It seems like I put too much lands in, we get way too many lands. I don't put enough lands in, we don't get enough lands. And I missed lethal because I was talking. You see what I do here, guys? My brain doesn't work. You've seen a misplay in almost every game so far. It's because my brain, it can't talk to you guys and play the game at the same time. It just can't. Either way, we got it. We got the job done. All right, we got the job done. Mono red, beat him to the ground. That's what I'm talking about. It's all about like mono red. I just wanted to make sure that we could beat mono red because the meta, if you guys check this out, the meta actually says mono red is just like everywhere. Where is it? Where is it? Look at this. Mono red is 16% of the meta right now. That's crazy. So I knew I'd be running into it. I wanted to make sure we could play it and do decent against it, and we actually pulled it out. So let's go. All right, let's see if we can get a 5th game and a 5th win. 5 wins in a row. That would really solidify for me that this deck is the truth, and I hope that's the case. Temple of Silence. Are we running a Doom Foretold deck here? I hope not. Actually, Doom Foretold deck, I don't know if that would even be that great against us. We'll see. It's going to remove a lot of our creatures. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it's not Doom, I don't think. Still could be. No attacks in our turn. We have Faerie Vandal and Drown in the Loch. Could be a weapon. Yeah, it could absolutely be a weapon this early on in the game. They're bringing in a tapped land, so opponent swings in, and yeah, I'll block here. I don't see any pump spells activating. Charming Prince. All right. Gonna scry 2, I'm guessing. Yep, there it is. I don't see a Yorion, so that's good news for us. All right, let's just play the Temple. Slitherwisp. Every time I say that, I sound like I have a lisp. Slitherwisp. No attacks. No attacks. I mean, I could swing in with the Faerie Vandal for 1, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it back. Do we do it just because? I'm gonna take the 2. Not the biggest problem in the world to have, honestly. Okay, so this is a human deck. Thank goodness I held that back so I could counter this. Oh, no, don't quit. We were just getting started. I wanted to see how we were going to do. Honestly, I was a little worried about their deck. I wasn't exactly sure what we were up against. You know, black-white humans. That could have been pretty cool. Oh, well. Let's see if we can squeeze in at least one more. That's a shame. I really wanted to see what those humans were doing. Wanted to see what those humans were up to. Man, if things keep going this well, though, like, who knows? This could be a mythic-worthy deck here in the new standard. Ooh, that's pretty ugly. I can't lie. That's a pretty ugly hand. I love this part of the hand. I hate this part of the hand. We have a 1-2 turn though. Can't do it. You know how that goes, guys. You know how that goes. You always take that and you always get, you know, swamp. You'll never see the island if you take that hand. I promise you. MTG Arena will ensure you do not find that island. Up against mono red again, but that would make sense. More than likely this is going to be a teamer deck. Teamer savages. Lucky Clover. Lucky Clover. Alright, we'll play this. Either way, we were going to play this, so let's just play it now. Seeing our opponents on some stall stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lucky Clover's coming. But that's why we're going to hold these up for Lucky Clover. Fine with that. As long as we stop that Clover play, we win. That's fine. Again, don't care. I care about the Lucky Clover. Could bounce some stuff now though, so if we want... No, we'll just wait. We'll hold off. We will hold off. I was trying to think of things I could do here, using up some of these counters on other things like this, and then bouncing the Clover if we need to later, but... No, I think we're okay. Yeah, it would get rid of the giant altogether, though. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. I want to get rid of that giant. That's too many giants. And we are rewarded with another counter spell. Love to see it. You love to see it. I'm honestly happy with anything we draw at this point. If we get more land, we're only closer to playing our Serpent. If we don't, and we get something else, typically it's going to be something that'll allow us to draw cards with. Do we kill it? Could, but I don't think it's worth it. Nightbonder. All right, there we go. Play the Nightbonder, and then we still have a counter to hold up for the Clover. Gonna take the 4. Gonna take it. Tis what it is. There's the Clover. I want to use this for removal. But if I play this, I can't play this. You know what I'm saying? I've got an idea. Let's take them back a play. Let's do that. Bounce it. Just gonna kind of slow play them. Make them have to replay that on their turn next turn, and then we'll counter it. And that way we get use out of our Brazen Borrower. All right. That's fine. That's fine. You're gonna do the same thing against me. Yeah, filthy animal. All right. Yeah, let's use this. No Clovers for you. Clovers are no good around here. Let's play the Nightbonder because that's all we can play. No need to bluff. No need to bluff. The only downside to this deck is the Octopus, man. It just doesn't have enough targets to hit for its ability, but it is what it is. If we could just draw one more land, we could play our Serpent next turn though and block this Giant, which would be amazing. I wouldn't want to take another shot from that Giant. All right, well now we can't. What a butthead, dude. What a butthead. Could play the Wisp though and just block straight up, and I might be okay with that play, to be honest. Do we like that play though? Do we like the play or do we not like the play? Comment down below. The Wisp could block, kill it, but our opponent could have another Clover in hand. I'd want to counter that. We really need some mana here soon. We need some mana, like ASAP. Need some mana ASAP, Rocky. I'm okay with that play. I'm fine with that play. Could have countered it, but we'll hold the counter up for whatever they grab. I know that seems like less value because then they get the 1/4 out of it, but I'd rather play the Slitherwisp. That way we get some value on the board that we can actually start churning out some cards. All right, they're gonna go for their Lucky Clover. Can they go for the Lucky Clover? Turn target. Yeah, any card. Okay. Nightbonder, draw a card. This would probably be a safer bet though, to just play this and draw a card. Yeah, this is a safer play, I think. That way we hold up our counter spell in case we don't hit a land. But we do hit the land. All right. No attacks. All right. Excellent. We have a blocker now for the Giant. The 1/4 is actually a problem. We're gonna have to do something about that 1/4 soon. Okay, that's fine. Figured you would still attack. You crazy. All right, let's do that. Gonna counter spell basically anything. Yeah, definitely gonna counter that. Definitely gonna counter that. That's another problem though. I really hope we find another counter spell, because that once and future is scary. Interesting. I want to test the waters and just swing in and see what they do here. Okay, they just block. I figured as much. The reason I did that is because I can't block these two anyways, and if they would have for some reason not blocked it, I could have flashed my Octopus onto it. It was worth a shot. I'm gonna play this now so I can get a card, and hopefully it's a counter spell. Not a counter spell. And I don't remember if we played a land this turn or not. Shoot. Could really use the counter spell. But I also need a land now too though. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we hit the Lucky Clover. I guess full send, right? Full send. We can flash this onto the borrower too, and then if we flash this onto the borrower, it becomes a 2/2 instead of a 3/1, and then we can block one of these without actually worrying about it dying. Let's do it now so we get the card out of it. Over. So now we can block one of these Fae of Wishes every turn and it won't die, so that's a W. Then we got a Faerie Vandal now too. That's great. Oh, what a tricky game we're in right now. Oh, we gotta find those counters now. Gotta find the counter spells. Let's scry. Nope, that ain't a counter spell. Well, those are gonna resolve. That's unfortunate. They blocked though. They blocked smart. I'm not gonna lie, didn't expect a double block. Didn't expect that double block, but it is what it is. Let's go end turn. Let's just drop the Serpent on the field and end the game next turn. The Clovers are fine. They're a little too late. I think we're okay. They came into the game a little too late. I think we held them off long enough that we're fine. Yeah, the fact that that last card was a land just to scry with, we're good. I think we made it. We can hit lethal here, I hope. Can I resolve 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5? Yes, I can resolve both of these, which would then allow me to go wide enough that I think we could pull this off potentially. We'll see. Not anymore. Gotta block one of them. All right, now we can make this unblockable. Let's do this. Draw an additional card to make this a 2. Oh, they quit. Oh man, they probably had enough blockers though. Let's check the battlefield real quick. I want to see this. I don't think we had lethal quite yet. Let's find out. So I play this Slitherwisp because I wanted to draw an extra card by playing the Cunning Nightbonder, which would bring our Faerie Vandal up to 2. Then this can become unblockable. So we're getting in 7, 100%. We're getting 2 over the top. That's 9. And then they, oh yeah, we did have lethal. Then they only can block one of these. That's lethal. Nice. Nice. Let's go. All right, that wraps up our gameplay footage for the day and our deck breakdown. So thank you again if you made it this far into the video. I can't thank you enough. You guys that make it this far, I absolutely, from the bottom of my heart, love each and every one of you because you guys are making my hobby become a reality of like actually maybe becoming something one day. So thank you so much. Much love, much appreciation. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to do so. But let's talk about the deck. I really loved it. I love the deck a lot. I think it won a lot of games in a row. I will be honest with you, I played it a little bit more off camera because I thought I could grind this up really, really fast. I did start losing a couple of games, and there were some holes that I found that I don't know how to quite address yet because I feel like the synergy is there, and I feel like everything cohesively works really well together, and especially talking about it out loud and on paper, it should work really, really great. But sometimes we just get caught in weird places where like mana's not quite right, and hopefully that'll be fixed obviously with the new set coming out with new mana. I got to figure out how to get my mana to work a little bit better for me, but Thieves Guild Enforcer, as strong as it is and how early it could kick off how strong our Drown of the Loch gets, it felt weird. It felt weird in the deck because once we've milled our opponent once or twice, that's all we really need for the Drown of the Loch, you know. So other than that, it's just it was a lot of times it was just a 1/1 creature for 1, and I feel like there's some other options that can be explored there. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and the fact it can't be flashed onto with the Octopus. That's my biggest gripe with this deck, is that these 2 cards cannot be flashed onto with the Octopus. We have other options. Obviously we have 4 other creature cards that we can flash it onto, but I would love to flash the Octopus on curve. I think that would take this deck from here to here. So if I could flash the Octopus in on turn 2 onto a creature that's a 1/1 drop, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I explored a lot of different options, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have a creature in mind that this hits on turn 2, we play a creature turn 1, play this turn 2, and start churning out advantage. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think that would take the deck here to here, and it would be tier 1. So let me know your thoughts down below. Other than that, I think the deck played great. I think it's really fun. I only like to get you guys decks that I feel like are really good. So it's kind of hard to break down what I could change in them, because I feel like it's pretty solid at the moment. But other than that, turn 1 play, I feel like it could be a little stronger. So again, let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to hear how this deck went for you if you guys end up playing it. So thank you so much for watching. I think that about wraps up the video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one, which, so you guys know, it's already in the works. It's almost done. It is Orzhov Life Gain, and it's also going to be, I think from here on out, it's all going to be standard 2021 proof. So we'll see you guys hopefully on Wednesday, maybe even earlier. See you then. Peace.